you see your shot is oh, I gotta fix her shot. It's the first one. Spank me. Okay. One day. All right, hey guys, it's Miss Madison Realty of Special Properties, and welcome to Ask Mady. Tonight we are going to be talking about the home buying process. I guess customs.com. Direct messages. What exactly is the home buying process? What's going on, boo? We actually moved the Instagram camera a little closer to me, so I can this time really see you guys. And hopefully next week the intern will be in here so she can help me interact with you guys more. Hey, and it looks like I have dangerous. I promise I'm going to the eye doctor on Thursday morning. 10 o'clock is my appointment, so I'll have some new contacts. All right, so over the weekend, it was actually my baby brother's ghost birthday. He had a Hennessy-thon, and we really had a good time. My parents actually came in town, so one parent lives in Alabama, my dad lives in Alabama, and my mom lives in North Carolina. So every time they come, you cannot tell them I'm not like 5. I'm like, okay, y'all know I'm damn near 40. So, but it's always good to see them. They were really, really excited this week because my baby brother, let me get it together for you guys. My baby brother actually is an officer in New York. So, hey Percy, hey Andrew, Quinette and Jerome, what's going on, guys? Hey. My baby brother actually received his award over the last week, top of last week, for outstanding service as an officer. So I'm just going to pull up his shot right quick. So I was so excited when we got this. So, you know, this week between me earning my award for Circle of Excellence and my brother achieving his outstanding award, my parents were like, they were in heaven this week. But when I was reading actually the post, it cracked me up because it read like, oh, Jason is approachable and making everyone feel so comfortable. If you know my baby brother, Baby J, if anything, he's making you feel uncomfortable. So it was nice to see that other, students and officers enjoy my baby brother just as much as I do. Shout out to Ghost, the wild child, the baby brother of us all. I wish I had a shot of him on his Henny-thon, but he didn't have any appropriate pictures that I can show on the internet today. So shout out to Ghost. All right. So what's going on with you guys? Let's get into some real estate stuff. Let me find this shot. Here we go. Is this one or this one? This one? All right. Hey, so let's get into some real estate talk. Now, markets change every day, right? So, hey, sissy. Hey, Lunik, what's going on? Lunik, I'm going to see you in 2 weeks. Okay, 3. We definitely going to get this dress going on so I can make sure I'm a super host for your event. I'm going to actually post it in the morning so they know May 3rd will be at, is it Kane & Co? When she responds, I'll let you guys know. So we'll be hosting an amazing event of all of the trailblazers in Essex County. It's a wonderful event. It's sort of like for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs, so it should be a good time. All right, so on to some real estate stuff. Markets are always changing, right? So it's going to be at Express in Newark. All right. Well, that's where it's going to be. I thought it was going to be Express in Plainfield, but okay, perfect. So I'll give you guys more details on that. And hopefully next year we'll be honoring you as a trailblazer in our amazing community of Essex County, right? All right. So on to some real estate market stuff. Our markets are always changing. Now, just last year, the top agents. Oh, wait. Actually, before I get into top agents, I just want to also share that your girl made top performers for March. So thank you guys. Thank you all for supporting my business. And if you have ever sent me a referral, I greatly appreciate it so much. So yes, every day our market is actually changing. Last year, the hot market for real estate was, what's going on, Quana? Last year, the hot markets for real estate was Atlanta, of course. It said Metro. Now, this is all according to Realtor.com. And we had, at the top of the list, we had San Francisco, in addition to North Carolina, Raleigh, as well as Charlotte. Well, as well as Houston and Dallas last year. I'm assuming Dallas was a hot market. Well, Texas was a hot market last year for the reason for what's going on, boo. I think that market was hot for the reason Amazon and Mercedes have moved to Texas. Well, I guess people are becoming more suburbanites, and this year, everyone is moving to Ohio. I don't know what's going on in Ohio, but I'm gonna just read you guys some. Let me see if I added that. Well, it was 3 states. It was 3 cities in the town of Ohio that were really, popping this year. So again, real estate is trendy. So anytime you're looking to move, like, what's the hottest city to go to, you can always check Realtor.com. It gives you the demographics. It lets you know who's moving and where they are migrating from. It lets you know what's the median income. Like, from Jersey, we have a different a different cost of living, right? It costs a little bit more to live here than it does in the South. So you always, what's going on, Andrew? So we always want to ensure before we just get up and move to a different state that we know, can we one, pay our bills, right? That we can afford to live there. So I hope that was a super tip for you guys. And what we're going to be talking about is actually the real estate process. Now, first and most importantly, right, before you consider purchasing a house, you guys have to confidently ask yourself, am I paying my rent on time? And I mean that as sincerely as possible, as it can be, because one thing I don't want to do is foreclose on your home, right? What's going on, Mr. Reed? So we're actually talking about the real estate process, and I'm so sorry. I really wanted to come on Thursday, but your homegirl was just exhausted. And you know you have to be a guest on the Ask Mady show, because you know you are fantastic in what you are doing in your community as far as helping everyone build their lives, beginning with credit. And I also wrote an amazing review about you over the weekend, or was it yesterday? Okay, so first order of business when you are considering buying a home is checking your finances. Are you paying all of your bills on time? And again, you better know it, baby. And I ask you guys that confidently, and more so I would say, because I want to make sure before you purchase your home that we don't do a foreclosure on your home. You know, that's very, very important to me. So after you look at your finances and you have a healthy, not wealthy, healthy bank account, meaning there's no overdrafts, you're paying your bills on time, everything looks smoothly. So that's when I mean by a healthy bank account, right? So look at the bank account. So now you are ready to interview realtors. The reason I say interview your realtors because you're going to be working hands over fist with this special person for the next 60 to 90 days. So you want to make sure that there's like a match affect on both parties. You know, do your personalities click? Some personalities as buyers, you know, or just people in general can be sometimes very, very strong or sort of like domineering when they're home buying. They need this, that, and that, and that. So as a realtor, you want to make sure that your realtor is strong too. You know, if you have a strong personality, or maybe, you know, you guys even out each other. So I think a wonderful home buying experience begins and ends with your realtor. So you can call me for a consultation, right? 862-202-4824, or you can send me an email. So after you looked at your finances, you had an amazing consultation with whomever realtor that you guys chose. Also too, as a realtor, you know, no disrespect to any, you know, buyers, but we can pick and choose who we want to work with too, because sometimes we get some people, you be like, you know what, this ain't gonna work. And like sometimes with family or with friends, or just some personalities just don't match, and that's okay. But I would rather refer the business out and, you know, still have some part of the transaction than to actually lose the business in its entirety, right? You know, don't be greedy. You don't have to have it all at the same time. All right, so you found your wonderful realtor, you got your finances in order. Now we got to make sure that your credit is in order. And that's when my boy, Dwayne Reed from Reed Financial Solutions, he comes into play. Now, what credit score do ones need in order to qualify for an FHA? Agreed, right? Thank you, Jim. He's an amazing he's a lender. Your credit score to qualify for an FHA loan is the bare minimum is 589. You hear so many stories. Oh, it has to be 700, 680, all of these numbers. No. Let me be the first one to tell you, or if you have heard it before, let me rest assure you that your credit score has to be a minimum of 589, right? So with a credit score of 589, you can put as little down as 3.5%. So most of the houses in Essex County, East Orange, Newark, Irvington, not so much Bloomfield, but those three towns, the median first time home buyer home is about $250. And you know what, even sometimes $245, but the market is coming up. I'm talking about a minimum 3-bedroom, 1 bath, something, just a perfect starter home is about $250,000. So 3.5% of that is, I believe, is $8,450. So I want you to think about your expenses, because a lot of times with first-time home buyers, they are nervous because they don't know the finances. So once your realtor plans with you and discuss your expenses, the more comfortable and now prepared you become, right? So we know that if I'm a first-time home buyer, my credit is 589, and my finances are in order, at the bare minimum, I can put down 3.5%. And I believe that's $8,450,000. I talk about it so much, I should know, right? I should have wrote it down. Someone check that just to make sure, that my numbers is right. So, again, if you do not have down that 3.5%, there is many programs. Every city has a different dollar amount given. I know Newark gives out $20,000, but you must be a resident of Newark for 5 years. East Orange, my hometown. Ow! What's going on, East Orange? I'm giving out, I'm giving out the money. East Orange, because yes, we are a community. We're giving out $10,000. And Irvington, which is up and coming, guys, is right next to Maplewood, and they are giving out $5,000. Now, again, every county, every city and or township gives a different dollar amount. As your realtor, we will tell you, where to go for the down payment assistance, but as a buyer, we really need you to work with us. I mean, we need you. I mean, if you need the money, it's only fair that you do the footwork. Don't expect me or any other realtor to do your legwork because you need the down payment assistance. Right, Mr. Tisha? But Mr. Tisha is perfect. She didn't need any down payment assistance. But I mentioned her because she's an amazing buyer, and she really helps me do the footwork. You but you should not expect your realtor to do all of the work. We're a partnership. We're a marriage. So you take care of some things, and I take care of some things. If you need down payment assistance, I'm gonna give you the resources, and then you go get it. I think that's fair, right? I think that's fair. So, and again, I know with East Orange, you have to be under contract. Whereas Newark, I'm really not sure because I haven't actually use their down payment assistance, and I'm actually going to a workshop in 2 weeks, thank you to my super bestie at Save a Penny on Instagram, who gave me a link for my first time home buyers who want to move to Irvington. So I will be attending that workshop in about 2 weeks, and then I can bring it back to you on what I've learned from the workshop and how we can collectively help you get the down payment. Didn't even see you over there, boo. What's going on, boo? See, I shouted you out. Didn't even see you on the gram. Hey, boo. Niche also came to hang out with me and my Mr. Penny brother over the weekend. So now, with the down payment assistance, thanks for the hearts, boo. With the down payment assistance, there are many stipulations, right? So I know East Orange has a minimum income requirement. Again, I'm not too sure about Irvington because I'll actually be attending that workshop in about 2 weeks. So the more I know, then of course I will share with you. Each one teach one, in my opinion. But you know, don't be another buyer's, like another realtor's buyer trying to get my information. Okay, I do this for a living. This is how I pay my bills. So if you're a buyer of mine, you definitely are privileged to any information I know. You belong to someone else, I gotta think about it. I might have to ask for a 25% referral fee. I'm just saying, nothing ain't free. So I think that's more than fair. So again, if you are a first-time home buyer and seeking down payment assistance, there are programs out there. So we found your house. We put an offer in on your home. It's the best 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bath, finished basement, backyard. You popping. Your kitchen is everything. So what happens next is I prepare. Well, let's just go back. I prepare an offer. And right now, guys, it's a seller's market. So what that means is that, what's going on, Quana? What that means is that it's like 1 million buyers, especially in the realm of 200 and 300,000 buyers. There's 1 million of you guys, and there's about 5 houses. So as a first-time home buyer, we have to be competitive. When I place my offers to be accepted. Ain't nobody got no time to be, you know, if a house is listed for $299 and you want to come in at $260. We are not doing that because we have to be competitive. And just think, if a house is listed at, let's say, $270, every per 10,000 is only, stop laughing, Fat Joe Black, I'm just saying. You'll be surprised what people say to me. And then I have to express to them, like, listen, we make offers to get accepted, because when my offer is not accepted, I take it personal. Like, what's going on here? No. This is personal. Remember on New Jack City? This is personal. It's personal and it's business. But this, when my offers aren't accepted, I do get a little upset. So that's why I try to always put my best foot forward, because there's slim inventory and there's so many buyers. So I want my buyer to be happy, and I want to get the house. I want to make sure that my buyer gets the home that they bidded on. So when we're placing offers, if the house is $270, bid between $273 and $275. So at least in your heart, you know, like, look, I tried. I even went above asking. A lot of buyers think we encourage you guys to, like, place an offer $5,000 more so our commission can be more. Listen, you want this house? You have to bid like you want it, because coming in at asking is average. Everyone's coming in at asking. Even when I receive offers and they're at asking, they're like the last pile to look at, because I have offers that are, they're coming in above asking. Foxy, what's going on, babe? How are you? So once our offer is accepted, also concessions. Niche, stop laughing. It's not funny. Hey Tay, what's going on? I can't wait. Tay is going to be a buyer of mine this fall. We're going to have a good time, boo. She's been watching these stories, so I know come fall, she's going to know exactly what to expect from her realtor. So I'm excited. Concessions. Now, you know what? We'll come back to concessions towards the end of the home buying process. So now we have our offer. Sorry about that. Probably a buyer call probably came through. We're going to answer that later. So after the offer is accepted, what I like to do, I like to have the list of parties who I work with beforehand, because once your offer is accepted, we need to know what attorney we're going to work with. We don't want to spend an extra day or two thinking, which attorney we're going to choose, because that seller is going to pick another offer and we're back at square one. And realtors, the inventory is low. And don't nobody want to go back out there after we've been out there for the past 4 weekends trying to get you the house that strategically like you want. You're tired. So we want to work backwards, right? So we as realtors, we place your preliminary, I hope I say that word right. I've been practicing all weekend. We put the first offer in, right? Now, once it enters into attorney review, our contract now becomes voided. Why? Because we are not attorneys and we don't want you to legally sue us. I don't want to be sued. I want to love on my clients. I don't want you to be upset that you sue me because you think that I may or may have not did something correctly. So that's why it is very important to have your real estate attorney. I say this so lovingly. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not bring to the table no divorce attorney, no bankruptcy. I feel like I'm saying this over and over again because everyone wants to work with an attorney they think they know. No, you must work with a real estate attorney. It is vital. It is non-negotiable because there's different laws of the land. So if I'm an attorney and I practice litigation all day, you slowing up my contract. You slowing up the movement on my transaction. Yes, mine. I say mine because the realtor feeds the team. So I need to make sure who's ever on my team, we know exactly what we're doing to get my buyer. See how I'm doing this hand over hand? Because we overlap each other. So I want to make sure that we have the right team to get you to the table. So I always give out 3 attorneys. Now let the buyer pick who they want to work with. Kay, what's going on, boo? And I think it's fair because I don't want you to feel like, hey, use this attorney. No, I give you options of attorneys I have worked with who I've been successful with, and I have you pick. So if anything, you picked. You picked. That's because people blame the realtor for everything. Anything that goes wrong. It don't matter if the roof don't work no more or the water was left on, the house sitter is still there. We get blamed for everything. And I don't want to do that. I want to be responsible, but I also want my buyer to be accountable as well. Right? So let's just go back. For those that just came on, knowing what's going on, we went out, we found the home of your dreams. Our offer is accepted. We're happy and we celebrate every success because it's hard right now in this seller's market to get your offer accepted, right? So our offer is accepted. You feeling good? I'm feeling good. But there's so much more to go, right? Nick has a question. She said, if they don't have their own lawyers, do I have one too? Yes. I give out 3 attorneys, and you guys can pick who you choose to work with. I think that's the most fairest route to go. And the average lawyer fee is $1,250. Between $1,250, I've seen some go up to $1,500. You know, listen, you gotta pay like you weigh. I've seen this attorney go up to $2,000. I think that's a bit extreme, but you know, he or she is not on my list. So in the circle of that I but who I'm building with, they're between $1,250 and $1,500. All right, so offer accepted. I do the preliminary contract, and the attorney creates a summary with you, the buyer, and he or she creates a buyer's rider, right? Mark, what's going on? At that moment, the attorney says, do you agree to this, that, and that, right? So at this point, it's just you and the attorney. I'm out of it. I'm out of it. And once the buyer rider comes out, I then read what you agreed to. And the reason most attorneys do it that way, because we don't want the buyer to feel that us as realtors have any influence on the attorney, or any influence on your transaction. As the realtor, we only manage the real estate. That's it. And we help you every step of the way, but our vocal point is the real estate. So now we are in step 3, which is attorney review, right? Terica, what's going on, boo? I have to make sure that I watch your podcast. I just have to know what days it comes on. Terica is a super spiritual sister and boss realtor in Atlanta, and she just be having me rocking and rolling all day. Terica, what's going on? So when I come out to the A, you better show me some nice houses, girl. So with an attorney review, it's 3 days, and hopefully, you're welcome, girl. And hopefully it's only 3 days. So if we go out over the weekend, your offer is in Monday morning. So I'm hoping that the attorney calls you or emails you by Monday night. Tuesday, we rocking and rolling. So we have Tuesday. It starts on the buy side. Now, guys, I don't care what nobody say. The buyer runs the gamut. Because once your offer, the buyer runs the gamut once your offer is accepted, right? So once your offer is accepted, the seller, he's pretty much just waiting like, please don't let the buyer, pull out, right? But we can't take it for granted or lightly, because they may have a whole nother stack of offers. So let's do things in a timely manner. So it's 3 sides. One side on the buy side, and then day 2 is on the seller side. So the seller, it's true. I be nervous. This time, we're going like back and forth. So, we sort of like this, like ping pong, because you want to know like what's going on. Again, as the realtor, I can only read the responses. I have no influence on attorney review, because I'm not a lawyer, and I don't want to be sued. Okay. So buy side, seller side, and it concludes on the buy side. So Monica, what's going on, boo? Once attorney review is concluded, we are officially under contract. Everybody happy. Everybody doing a Tootsie Roll, the butterfly. My intern just texted me. Let me see. She late. If she was here, that I wouldn't have to be so up close and personal. I'll be able to see what's going on. Time about she late. Girl, I know you late. It's 7:30. Ask Mady start at 7. So hopefully we'll get her here next week on time. Hey Mel, what's going on, love? Okay, so step 4 is the home inspection. So we have step 1 goes what's going on. We have looking for houses. Your offer is accepted. We are now under contract. And once you are under contract, legally, the under contract dance. It's true. We're so excited. But we're still on pins and needles because, again, as a buyer, you can still pull out. I don't tell buyers that, but you can. So I'm not really excited yet until the home inspection review period is concluded. All right, so after we are under contract, we are going into the home inspection. Now, those who are actually taking down notes as far as your expenses, I work with 2 home inspectors. One is Keith with he's with home inspections, and I also work with Lewis. Both are thorough, so I'll give you both of their, I'll tag them on this video this evening, and both charge $400. So let's just go back to the $84,950 for your down payment. Oh, I'm sorry. Also, too, if you are a conventional buyer and you have a credit score of at least 620 or 640, dependent on the bank, you can put down 3%. But most of the buyers I'm working with right now, we're FHA, so we're at 3.5% down. So we have our down payment, and now our next expense is the home inspection. Ladies and gentlemen, the home inspection is mandatory. You cannot bypass it. You should not bypass it, because I am a realtor. I am not an electrician. I am not a floor manager. I am not a contractor. I only manage the real estate. I know you guys hear me barking, but you'd be surprised at the pressure people put on us, and it's not fair. It's unreal to wear so many hats, right? So you must hire a home inspector. It cannot be, it can't be Raekwon. It has to be a license. It has to be someone. It has to be someone who's liable to be sued if they do incorrect business. You let Pookie do one thing on your house and he do it wrong, you can't find Raheem later. You can't find Pookie later. So you have to use reliable sources. Jay, stop laughing, because I'm telling the truth. You can hire your local handyman after the transaction is done, but during the transaction, no. My advice would be no. When they do the home inspection, it normally Monica, you play too much. I'm just telling the facts. So your home inspector, they are licensed, right? And they're liable to be sued in case they give misinformation. The home inspector don't work for me. So don't think we all working together just to get you to buy this house. That's not how I operate. I'm trying to be in this business for the long haul. I want good reviews. I want returning customers. I want to sell your house, your grandma's house, your cousin's house, and I want you to give all that business back. So I don't want to do, something that's going to dishonor your trust, Rashida and Brother Andre, thanks so much for sharing my video on Facebook. Okay, so your home inspector, his or her major job is to, there's 4 main There's four main components of the home. We have, electrical. We have plumbing. Okay, over the weekend, real quick sidebar, we were looking at the plumbing in the house. Now the customer, the client, he's from New York. So he's like, Mady, why are the plumbing pipes plastic? That's why are the plumbing pipes plastic? Well, we are looking in areas such as, I'm not going to say which areas we were looking in, but if you want your pipes to be here when we close, these pipes are better to be plastic versus copper. Realtors, you know what I'm talking about. So those plastic pipes, if they take them, there's no value. But those copper pipes, you already know what time it is. They are not going to. Yeah, you play too much. Them pipes is not going to be there when we close. And now I'm feeling bad that you don't have no pipes. So I'm going to have to probably, buy you some new pipes. So back to what the home inspector does. They check the electrical. They check the plumbing. They check the foundation of the home. They're checking for termites. They're checking, those are the four components: electrical, foundational, plumbing, and foundation. Yes, so those are your four components of the home. So, and any other nook and cranny. So it takes about an hour and a half possibly for a single family. The bigger the house, the more time it will take. And the bigger a house, there's a possibility it might cost, a little bit more because there's more work. I encourage all buyers to do a tank sweep. I know most of the new homes, they have converted to like central air, but most of the houses in the towns that I service, they're older homes. So it may be a tank there, and we just want to make sure that the tank isn't active. Yes, you need a permit to pull a tank out and an oil tank, but some don't. And if you do it without a permit, then when I go to City Hall, I can't tell. So I encourage all buyers to do an oil sweep, an oil tank sweep. All right, now home inspection reports are about 50 pages long, sometimes 60, like 100. They're thick, like a Bible, because they are filled with pictures because if we do a home inspection on Saturday, by Monday, mentally, we have forgotten what we saw. So the home inspectors give us a great detailed analysis on what should or what should not be a concern or be fixed. I'm just saying, me and Atisha did a home sweep, a tank sweep Thursday. My home inspector had like 2 different kind of scanners because he wanted to make sure that my buyer was straight. I've never seen that old-fashioned scanner, but sometimes you gotta go with what works. So he had the new one and he had the old one, and we get back our report tomorrow. So me and Atisha are gonna be looking at this 5,000 page report on Thursday. I said, listen, Wednesday I'm taking a day off. Call me on Thursday. So Thursday morning I'll be ready, boo, and we're gonna be working with your home inspection report. Lamar, what's going on, boo? Don't shake your head. I miss you. Lamar is the best picture taking camera. Like, he's your friend that get all the way down to get the angles. If your friend don't get down like this, they are not your friend for your picture. He gets the best shots. Lamar, what's going on? I miss you too, love. All right, so after the home inspection is completed, it takes them about 2 to 3 days to get your report back. And I encourage the buyer to look at the report first, and then I look at the report, because if if it's like 100 pages, it's going to take us some time to review it page by page. And I want us to use our time wisely, right? So once we have the report, let's pick out two to three things that need to be discussed. What you don't want to do is give the seller a whole list of items, because they're going to say no. You have to really like pick your battles with the home inspection. Now, pick things that are not cosmetic. Like, don't be saying like, oh, the wall needs to be painted blue. But that's a personal concern. Now, if the roof is falling apart, if the foundation is crooked, we don't want the house anyways. But if there's 2 layers of shingles on the roof, things that we can negotiate are the items that I suggest my home buyers to look into. Because after the home inspection is completed, we send out the appraisal. Now, the appraisal is what we are, not most nervous about, because I'm confident all the houses that we choose are going to meet the market. I just want to make sure that the appraisal don't give us a list of things that need to be fixed. Now, whatever the appraisal says, it must be done. Hey, cousin Lisa, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now, your appraisal expense is your next expense. Your appraisal costs between $5 and $625 for a single family. If you're doing a multi, it can cost between $625 and $750. Why? Because there's more house. That's just logical. And it can take a little longer for those homes. So far, let's just go back to your expenses. I want to make sure that we are understanding what our upfront expenses are. Your down payment, we're spending $400 for your home inspection, and we are spending $600, between $5 and $625 for your appraisal. Your home inspection and your appraisal fees are non-negotiable, and they are paid up front. I do not pay for them. I would love to for all my buyers, but it is an expense of the buyer. So we want to make sure when we pick a house that we're picking a house that we're serious about, because your expenses are about to add up. All right. What the appraiser and the home inspector have sort of different lenses, but if it's FHA, it's going to come back with some stuff that needs to be done. And the repairs are to be completed by the seller before closing. So if he gives a list of repairs, it's not negotiable. It must be fixed. And by this time, it's maybe about 3 or 4 weeks into the transaction. Lamar, what's going on, brother? Lamar is a super best friend of mine. In addition, so he actually purchased his home with me back in last year, and he's gonna be purchasing soon. And he has referred family, and that's what I want. So that's why I don't want to, be out there mismanaging business, because I want the business back tenfold. Okay, so once the appraisal is in, we are just about getting to the closing table. So now we are excited. The seller has agreed to make the repairs, and we are about a week away from closing. So let's just go back. Your offer is accepted. We're under contract. We did the home inspection. We did the appraisal. Now, once the repairs are completed, the buyer now is about to have a mortgage commitment. And what that means is that you are, as the borrower, as the buyer, you're about to resubmit two most important documents. You're about to submit your last bank statement, or probably 2, depending on how long the transaction took place. And they are about to run your credit again. And this is why we encourage buyers, please, when you are in the home buying process, please don't buy furniture and cars or anything on credit that's going to increase your debt. Because if you make a move like that, you will not be earning your home, and the transaction will be possibly canceled. So let's just sit tight. It's only 60 days, you can do it. I promise. All right. So the lender is going to ask you for those documents. And at that moment, we have the mortgage commitment. And what that means is, let's just use Lamar. Lamar is about to get this house. He has done everything. His money add up. Everything is ready to go. And now we have the commitment. So once the seller hears that the buyer has the commitment, everybody, again, we are doing the mortgage commitment dance because we're about to close now. Everything has checked out. Now, your next step, I know, so many steps, like 2 more steps. Title. My title girl is Vanessa she's now with Worldwide Transfer, right? And what title does, some people like to order title up front just in case there are some delinquencies or any problems. It depends on the attorney, but most people like to do it once we have the commitment because that demonstrates that we are really going to close, and no one wants to waste money. Right now, your title cost should be included with your closing costs. And closing cost is about 4.5% of the transaction. So that's why I said that we're going to talk about the concession. So let's just say average closing costs for a house that's $250,000 and you have taxes under $10,000, it's about $11,000. So if you are approved for $260,000, let's look for a house for $250,000. So that way we can put your closing costs on top of the mortgage, and it's only $30 monthly, depending on the taxes. So I encourage all my first time buyers to keep your liquid, because in 5 years you're probably going to sell that house anyway. So why put down 20 when you really only have to put down 10? All right. Excuse me. So I just want to also just go back to your appraisal costs. Your appraisal. Once the appraisal is solid, now is the time for first-time home buyers to look for homeowner insurance. It's just like insurance for a car, right? It must be paid up front. Erica, what's going on, gorgeous? So for a home that is typically $250,000, which is a wonderful starter home, it can be about $1,400 to $1,500 depending on taxes. So I encourage all of my buyers to utilize who they have insurance with first. Like, go to your car insurance or your health insurance provider, because sometimes they give secondary policies with like a discount. And if you are unsuccessful, I will give you my girl, Cynthia, who's a broker for pretty much all of the insurance policies, and she'll find you one that's, within your means. But again, I want to give you options. I don't want you to just pick who I say. I want to give you people who I've worked with, who I find successful, and then you make the choice. Now, your homeowner insurance, it must be paid 1 year up front. And if there's enough cushion in the closing cost, we could put it, on top. It may or may not. You as the buyer and as your realtor and our lender, we're always going to tell you what your expenses are, because I don't want no surprises. I don't want you to say I didn't know, because that has happened And I managed a few clients I didn't really know if I told them yes or no. So now, since that has happened, I'm covering my tails. I want to make sure that you as the borrower know these are your expenses. All right. So after the home inspection receipt, home inspection, your homeowner insurance is approved, you send it to the lender. Again, everything streamlines through the lender. I don't need to see it because it doesn't affect my bottom line. I don't need it. So once you let your lender know that you have homeowner insurance, they then begin to like do the CD. That's the certificate of deposit. No. That's not what CD stands for. Is it? Is that what CD stands for? Yeah, certificate of deposit. Think about it for a moment. So they'll do the pre-CD, and title, who has managed all of your like, they do the background check. They want to make sure you are who you say you are. Tammy, what's going on? I hope you got your offer accepted on that $1 million house, girl. I can't wait to hear that. Good news. And they issue a clear to close once everything checks out. So again, they run title to ensure that you purchase the home and not the debt. You're buying, again, the home, not the debt of the previous sellers. So once title is clear and title gives the okay to the lender, your transaction is clear to close. And we have about 3 days to close from that date. CTC is my favorite acronym. It means clear to close. Everybody is happy. So I know it was like a wealth of information, but I just wanted you guys to know, as a buyer, that there is down payment assistance available. There are about 9 steps to home buying experience, and your realtor is there every step of the way. But our main focus is the real estate. We work with a team of people to get you to the finish line. So I'm just going to go back. Let me see. Save it. I definitely will belly shop on your home buying process. I'm just going to go back real quick. Pick a fantastic realtor like me, right? And have your attorneys that you choose to work with. My cousin is smart. I'm learning from you, cousin. So have your realtor in line, have your attorney, because once we start the gamut, once we place an offer and your offer is accepted, then we want to make sure that we can start attorney review as soon as possible. Once your offer is accepted and we have concluded attorney review, we are going to have a home inspection at a cost of $400, in addition to our next step. Once the home inspection review period is concluded, we then order the appraisal, which is the next expense, between $500 and $625, depending on if it's a single family or if it's a multi. It can go up to $725. The next, so we have the appraisal, and then your mortgage commitment that lets us know you are ready to buy. We are about to buy, just as beautiful as you, cousin. And title is ran just to make sure you are who you say you are. And once we have all of that documentation, we're clear to close. And when you come to closing, I know it sounds silly, but bring your ID, because we have to make sure you say who you are. So let me just take, I know Niche had a question. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I'm just gonna, I can't even take it off the headset, but I'm just gonna go back. I know Niche had a question. If you like this video, please feel free to share. I promise my intern is gonna be here next week. If you play one of the attorneys, okay. All right, I answered it. So, guys, thank you so much for joining Ask Mady. I hope that this video was informative, so you know what to expect as a first-time home buyer. Next week, we are going to have my super bestie. He is a lender, Chris Brower of Jersey Mortgage, and he's going to be talking to you about getting your documents in order to be pre-approved for the home, for your dream home, right? And don't forget to stay tuned to my boy Jason, aka Fat Lace. He's going to be up next. So thank you so much for joining Ask Mady, and have a wonderful evening. Peace. Okay, I'm still learning how to do this thing, y'all. Stop laughing. How do I stop it? Oh, so wow. Wow. The producer, who's also a realtor, Patricia, she's going to be stopping. Hey. I'm just going to be waving to... Did it stop? It always do that. Oh. As soon as I took it off, I am so mad. It always does. Every time I take it off, it never stays. I wanted to say hi to you guys. Oh man, I have to really get this intern in here. So